It's 1976, Long Beach, California. The crew of the popular TV series, The $6 Million Man, are preparing to film a scene for a new, exciting episode, on location at the Pike Amusement Park. The scene called for the show's protagonist, Steve Austin, to ride through a haunted house-like attraction called Laff in the Dark. It's a typical, run-of-the-mill Funhouse ride, with tracks that lead visitors through a dark, twisting tunnel with animatronic monsters and ghouls that jump out at predictable moments. As the crew are busying themselves with last-minute preparations, one of them notices a strange mannequin hanging from a noose in the corner, just to the side of the tracks. Unbeknownst to the film crew, visitors had previously complained that it produced a rancid odor. The crewman reaches out to adjust the mannequin, but as he grabs its arm, it breaks off in his hand. What he sees next horrifies him. Beneath the layers of dried skin, there is bone. This is no ordinary mannequin. It is the mummified remains of a human body. The body belonged to Elmer McCurdy, a notorious outlaw who had died 65 years earlier in a shootout with police. In 1911, he had attempted to rob a train near Orkessa, Oklahoma. His ill-gotten gains amounted to 2 jugs of whiskey and $46, just over $1,500 in today's money, adjusted for inflation. McCurdy fled north, hiding in a barn near the Kansas border, before law enforcement caught up with him. A gunfight ensued, ending with McCurdy's demise among the haystacks. A single gunshot to the chest ended his life. After McCurdy's death, his body was taken to a funeral home in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. The undertaker, Joseph L. Johnson, embalmed the body with arsenic, shaved the face, and dressed it in a nice suit. Johnson refused to bury the body until the funeral services had been covered. When nobody claimed the body, Johnson seized a grim business opportunity. He would display McCurdy with a rifle in the corner of his funeral home, charging visitors to see it. As the price of admission, visitors would place a nickel in the corpse's mouth. The bandit who wouldn't give up, as Johnson dubbed him, became a popular attraction. For 5 years, this morbid spectacle continued. Then, one day, 2 men claiming to be relatives of Elmer McCurdy appeared in the funeral home. They said they wanted to take the body to give it a proper burial in San Francisco. They even went as far as to contact the local sheriff and an attorney. With little choice, Johnson released McCurdy's body to the 2 men. However, they were not relatives at all, but brothers who owned a traveling carnival, who, upon learning of the embalmed bandit, devised a plan to get it. Neither had any interest in burying the late outlaw. Instead, like the undertaker, the brothers saw a business opportunity. McCurdy's body would soon become the main attraction in their traveling carnival, where it was to be exhibited and gawked at as a gruesome curiosity, attracting visitors from across the United States. For 6 decades, McCurdy's mummified remains were passed around from place to place, appearing in wax museums, haunted houses, and even movies such as Narcotic from 1933 and She-Freak from 1967. As time passed, the outlaw fell into obscurity, and it's highly likely that most people, even the owners themselves, were unaware that it was an actual human corpse, instead mistaking it for a wax figure. Eventually, McCurdy ended up at Laff in the Dark in California. The shocking discovery on the set of The $6 Million Man prompted a police investigation that eventually led to the identification of McCurdy's remains. Forensic pathologists were able to positively identify McCurdy based on dental analysis and evaluation of the body. The bullet jacket from his death wound was even found still buried in the chest. After decades of being displayed as a sideshow oddity, Elmer McCurdy was finally laid to rest in Summit View Cemetery in Guthrie, Oklahoma, in 1977. Over 300 people attended his funeral. His grave is marked by a simple stone that records his death in 1911 and his long overdue burial in 1977. To ensure that McCurdy's body could never again be disturbed or stolen, a thick layer of concrete was poured over the casket, securing the outlaw's final resting place once and for all. Elmer McCurdy's bizarre post-mortem journey remains one of the strangest urban legends that turned out to be true, and to this day you may still hear rumours that a funhouse has a real human body on show. As a child, I remember going to a war museum that had wax mannequins in the London Blitz exhibit. My grandmother convinced me that bad people were turned into mannequins and put on display there. That might not have been true, but in the case of Elmer McCurdy, it became a reality.